General election votes continue to get counted. We will give you updated poll results as votes pile in. A BGSU organization raised awareness on campus in a unique way. The demonstration brought in funds to help survivors of human trafficking. And the football team came away with their first conference win of the season. All of this and more coming up.
Live from the campus of Bowling Green State University.
Good evening. We start this week off with developing news about the Pfizer vaccine. Welcome to BG24 News. I'm Lana Jones. Last week, the FDA approved the emergency use of the Pfizer BioNTech vaccine for COVID-19. Now all the children from the ages of 5 to 11 can receive the vaccine. In related news, the city of Bowling Green is offering free BG transit rides. The rides take citizens to and from COVID-19 vaccination sites, including booster shot locations. Requests for rides should be made at least 24 hours in advance of the time needed. The Wood County Health Department is offering COVID vaccine boosters for individuals who qualify. People who are eligible for boosters may receive any of the 3 vaccines. Booster shots do not need to match the vaccine individuals originally received. The Wood County Health Department vaccine clinics will offer Pfizer and Johnson & Johnson vaccines throughout November. To schedule a ride or for more information, visit bgohio.org and search transit. Over the weekend, Wood County Young Democrats met at the Union Oval on campus. The organization was met by candidates running for 1st, 3rd, and 4th Ward of BG City Council, where they spoke about the main issues they believe are most important for the city. After the rally, the group packed up and took to the road. They walked to the City Council building to cast their votes early. 1st Ward candidate Nick Robando believes getting students involved is a key step to getting voices heard in BG.
It's amazing to make your voice heard out in the street, but for change to really occur, you got to make your voice heard down at the ballot box. So that's what we were doing, and we know how important it is to get students, and that's why we wanted to do it right here on campus.
And voices were heard at the polls yesterday as votes are getting counted. For Bowling Green City Council, Democrat Nick Robando won the seat in Ward 1, where he will represent students living on campus at BGSU. Democrat Joel Odorcio ran unopposed and won the seat in Ward 2. Democrat Rachel Phipps won Ward 3. And Republican William Harold won Ward 4. For the city of Toledo, Democrat Wade Kapsakavich won re-election as mayor of Toledo. He will assume his 2nd term in office at the beginning of next year. After all that rain last week, let's hope that next week stays dry. For more on the forecast, we will switch it over to Agatha.
Thanks, Lana. Fortunately, this week we will be able to stay a bit more dry. However, we do have some temperatures going down to below freezing, so make sure to whip out your winter coats and layer up for the cold. Today, we're going to have a high temperature of around 45 degrees and a low of 31 degrees. We do have some exceptionally high winds for Bowling Green today, going up to 8 miles per hour, and it's going to be mostly sunny. Moving on to tomorrow, it's still going to be pretty chilly. We have our high of 47 degrees, low of 32. However, the winds are going to calm down a little bit, going around 3 to 5 miles per hour in contrast. Moving on to this weekend, it's going to be nice and sunny, really pretty. We have a high of 52 degrees on Saturday and our low of 36 degrees. And then on Sunday, it's going to be mostly sunny. It's going to warm up a little bit with our high of 57 degrees and our low of 41. That's all for this week's weather report. Back to you, Lana.
Well, we will have to pop on the heavy coats for those brisk mornings. Thanks, Agatha. BGSU will continue to waive the test requirement for incoming students. The school stopped requiring an ACT or SAT score for admission in fall of 2020. It has been announced that this policy will continue throughout next year. The decision to waive test requirements came as the pandemic made access to these tests difficult. The Office of Admissions has posted an FAQ for students who do not plan to submit a test score with their application. Last month, BGSU students raised money for the Lucas County Human Trafficking Coalition. Reporter Macy Austin has more.
One gray outfit all of October. That's what Courtney Cross, along with other BGSU students, did to raise awareness for human trafficking.
For me, me sacrificing this little thing, that's a lot for me. But when you realize what they go through on a daily basis, it kind of puts in perspective how We take a lot of our freedom for granted.
They have no control over their life. As a matter of fact, that's one of the things that happens. Often when a person is trafficked, they are taken out of their realm, they're taken out of their neighborhood, they're taken out of their community so that they become totally dependent on the trafficker.
It's extremely common to hear that human trafficking is worse in Toledo, but this happens to be a myth.
We are stopping it better, so it looks like we have statistics that make it sound like trafficking is worse here. It is not. Is there trafficking in Northwest Ohio? Absolutely. We have actually police officer in the city of Toledo and an FBI agent who do nothing but investigate human trafficking, and they are really good at their job.
All of the money raised is being donated to Lucas County Human Trafficking Coalition. It actually is going to their emergency fund for survivors.
If there's no other services, this emergency fund is there that people can apply for help.
If you suspect that someone is being trafficked, it's encouraged to call the Human Trafficking Hotline. Reporting for BG24 News, I'm Macy Austin.
Thanks, Macy. For more information or to report a tip, visit humantraffickinghotline.org. Students experiencing food insecurities now have some relief. Food for Thought is back on campus for the first time this year with their free mobile food pantry. It is available to the BG community, students, and faculty once a month. After you check in, you will receive a t-shirt bag. Then you may start shopping. Warehouse manager Tim Stacker says they try to include a wide variety of groceries to choose from.
I try to bring as many as 24, sometimes 26 different choices of food, whether it be shelf stable, whether it be fresh, or whether it be frozen. And we're very proud of the fact that we can bring fresh vegetables and fruits and also frozen meats.
The pantry is open the fourth Tuesday of every month from 2 to 4 p.m. Bringing a valid photo ID is encouraged but not required. You can find the mobile pantry in the parking lot by the Health and Human Services building. The Bowling Green Police Department has placed a container in their building to collect unwanted prescribed drugs. People can bring in their prescriptions to the station and drop them off 24/7 with no questions asked. Once full, all of the prescriptions are taken out and collected. The collection is then weighed and sent to the nearest DEA office. Ohio writes opioid prescriptions at a rate that is over 2% higher than the national average and ranks fourth amongst opioid-caused deaths. Lieutenant Adam Scaff believes the drop-off is a great way to keep people bringing in their prescriptions and keep a safe living space.
By bringing it up to a site like this, people don't feel like necessarily they're involving the police, but at the same time they're maintaining a safe household or a safe space for people to operate in.
BGSU's Office of Residence Life raises awareness on immigration with an interactive Tunnel of Oppression exhibit. I had the opportunity to check it out. BGSU's Office of Residence Life hosted their annual Tunnel of Oppression event to raise awareness on immigration.
We have both a timeline of immigration within our country starting within the late 1800s through today. We also have different policies, different explanations about different elements that impact immigration within our nation, including DACA. We have information on what immigration rates look like in America, where are most people coming from when they immigrate to the U.S.
The exhibit is interactive and allows students to engage in diversity.
And then we also have information looking at immigration today. What are things going on that those of us around us may be experiencing right now?
The event is free of charge. It takes around 15 to 30 minutes to go through the entire tunnel. If you missed the event this past weekend, it will return to campus next fall. The Bowling Green District Public Library is expanding its reach throughout the city. With the new purchase of land near the Carter House, the library is now able to offer a new experience for those who join. Construction will begin on the land starting in May. The project will cost the library around $176,000. The library plans to use the land in the summer to hold their summer programs. The new land will allow the library to offer larger classes and more for their visitors. They also plan to build a storage space that will resemble historical downtown buildings. Demolition of the current property is set to begin in May, with the hope to have the area open by June. And now, let's pass it over to Steve for sports. Steve, how did the Falcons look this past week?
Well, this week was filled with plenty of action for the Falcons, who got some big wins and a few tough losses. Thursday afternoon, the women's soccer team won the 2021 MAC regular season title 1-0 in overtime over Toledo at Cochran Stadium. On a windy afternoon, offense would be hard to come by. Both teams would combine to finish with 18 shots apiece, but would be unable to find the back of the net during regulation. A strong defensive battle would end in the 95th minute, with Nikki Cox scoring off a deflection to give the Falcons their 4th straight MAC regular season title. However, BG would need a little help. With Kent State and Ohio fighting for a win against each other, the game would finish at a tie, giving the Falcons the title edge.
Thursday, and oh my goodness, as you saw, I probably just booked it, but I think what means the most right now is that I get to play at least one more game on my home field.
The Falcons will be taking on Buffalo in the MAC Conference Tournament semifinals on Thursday at 4 p.m. at Cochran. Good luck, ladies. BGSU hockey split a doubleheader over the weekend on the road against the Bemidji State Beavers. Friday night, the Falcons defeated the 17th-ranked Beavers 3-2 to open conference play. After a Beaver goal, BG's Christopher Collin would score in the first period to tie things at 1. In the second period, Cole Norris would score with 16 seconds left to give the Falcons a 2-1 lead into the second intermission. And in the third period, Collin would score his second puck of the night to give the Falcons the win. Saturday, the Beavers would bite back with a 2-1 victory over the Falcons. Offense would be hard to come by for the Falcons, as their only goal would come with 36 seconds left in the final period by Austin Swankler. They now move to a record of 3-1-2 and will be back home this weekend at Slater for a doubleheader against St. Thomas. And the volleyball team fought for the title of I-75 on Saturday. After their 12-game winning streak was snapped on Friday against Ball State, the Falcons bounced back with a 4-set win at Toledo on Saturday. Leading the way for the Falcons would be Petra Androva with 19 kills and 2 aces. Caitlin Meyer and Kat Manley would each add 13 kills apiece to help the Falcons take down their rivals from the north. The Falcons return home this weekend for a doubleheader against Kent State. And for men's soccer, the Falcons faced off against the Western Michigan Broncos in their final home game of the regular season. The Falcons had a slow start, relying heavily on their back three. In the first half, the Broncos would break past the back three to find the net. With a scissor kick from Roberto Fernandez late in the second half, the Falcons would tie it up. The Falcons would be aggressive in both overtime halves, but it would not be enough. The game left head coach Eric Nichols wanting more from his team.
They were on their game in the first half. I was a little disappointed. We were kind of caught off guard with the tempo that they were playing with. Got a goal, obviously.
BG football was in Buffalo, New York on Saturday afternoon to take on the Bulls. After a wild afternoon, which included a combined 100 points between the two teams and the ejection of head coach Scott Loeffler, the Falcons earned their first conference win of the year, 56-44. Quarterback Matt McDonald would have a career day, finishing with 263 yards passing and 4 touchdowns, along with a game-clinching 47-yard touchdown run. Running back Terrion Stewart would register his first 100-yard game of the year, finishing with 170 yards and 2 touchdowns. Defensively, linebacker Brock Horn would lead the Falcons with 15 tackles, followed by Darren Anders with 12. Loeffler praised his team for their bounce-back performance.
It was a great win, and last week we had such a disappointment because we weren't taking steps forward. We took some huge steps forward today, and super excited for our team, and we need to take the next steps. We had a great practice on Wednesday.
The Falcons are off this weekend and will get ready to host the Toledo Rockets on November 10th at the Doit in the Battle of I-75. And that is all for this week's sports. Talons up, Lana.
Talons up. Thanks, Steve. The next edition of Live and Loud is set to premiere next week. This month's performance was done by Nisha Iman, who is a senior student in BG's VCT program. Her music is a blend of classic R&B and hip-hop. The performance will premiere on Monday, November 8th at 8 p.m.
Supporting me just from all over. There was people who from South Africa. They were like, oh, sending love from South Africa. And there's people from China. They were just reaching out to me. It was amazing. I just love that. And I love that my music is reaching out to people and is meaningful for them. Even though this is so personal to me, it was meaningful to other people. So I really like that.
You can watch this and future Live and Loud videos on the Falcon Media YouTube channel. That's all for today's news. Thank you for joining us. For more news updates, follow us on social media at BG24 TV or go to bgfalconmedia.com. We'll see you next week.